X is for exotics. And I get a question a lot from people who are not living completely on their own yet, who still live at home with their parents, who still may be close to living on their own, but not quite there yet, and they still have parental influence going on in their life, meaning they can't just go out and get whatever they want and bring it into the house. I went through this when I was younger, but when I mean younger, I was like 5 years old when my mother finally gave in to the fact that I would just always come in from outside with animals. I live in St. Louis, Missouri. I lived when I was younger right next to a creek, and we had a lot of just open water areas, creeks, ponds, and streams and stuff like that. And I would always come home with frogs, turtles, snakes, especially during the summer, spring and summer and fall especially. I was just always coming home with something, to the point where my mother was like, you know what, it's time to just go ahead and give in and let him get what he has been wanting for so long, and that's turtles. Turtles was my thing when I was younger. And my mother she was an animal lover herself, she still is, so she didn't mind getting them for me. Now, everybody's case is not the same. Over my life, growing up, I never had any problems convincing my mother to get me anything, and I had iguanas, turtles, frogs, snakes, I had all kinds of things when I was younger. The best way and the quickest advice I can give to you to convince your parents is knowledge. And I would start first and foremost with bringing home a book on whatever animal you want to get. You get the best, most reputable book you can find. If it's ball pythons, find the best ball python guide you can find. If it's lizards, find the best lizard guide you can find. If it's frogs, turtles, anything, find a book, something you can hold in your hand, something you can sit down with your parents every day and read through it together. And as parents, they may not want to do it, but you ask them in a polite, respectable manner, could you please read through this book with me? And I guarantee you, if you have the right parents, this doesn't work with everybody. Unfortunately, there are parents out there who, no matter what you do, they're just not going to give in to it, no matter how much knowledge they have about it. But I would say an overwhelming amount of parents out there will listen to you, and they will take the time to go ahead and find some time to read through that book and get knowledgeable. So one day, maybe, perhaps, it may not be overnight, but maybe over an extended period of time of knowledge, you can get them to understand these animals. Another healthy method, after you've gotten your book and read through it multiple times if needed, is find the closest local reptile expo or reptile show you can get to, and spend not an hour, not a couple hours, spend a day. Literally just plan a day like you were going to the zoo, you were going to a theme park. Spend a day going to this place. They'll stamp your hand. You can come back anytime you like. Go have you some breakfast, go to the show at lunch, leave, whoever you go with. Mainly, if you can, take your parents. Because when you go to that lunch period, you can say, hey, look at what we learned today. Look at all this stuff we saw today. And you're not just going to see the animals. You're going to talk to the breeders. You're going to talk to other people who are buying the animals. You're going to see all the different morphs out there on that animal you're looking for. You're not just going to get penciled into a PetSmart or Petco animal or some local pet store. You're going to see everything there is to offer in this hobby regarding that animal. Once you figure that out, and you're with your parents, like I said, take lunch. Go to lunch and talk about what you've seen so far. You'd be shocked how interested your parents may be. If they're not, then it didn't work, but at least you gave it your best effort. After that lunch, if they're still interested, go back and maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to pick up your animal right then and there. You'll be able to pick up your supplies, because those expos are really good at having everything at reduced prices, tax-free most of the time. You can get everything you need in that one visit and save yourself a buttload of money and a buttload of time. And your parents are there to observe it. They can ask questions to the people they're buying this stuff from. You can get all your maintenance needs there. Plan for it. It may take a year for you to do this, but plan for it like you were planning a vacation. Talk your parents into it. See what they say. You never know. You might end up with the animal that you want to get. And the third way is to, if you get your animal, and even before you get it, visit YouTube. Visit all the reputable channels out there that are talking about the animal of your choice that you're wanting to get. There are so many channels out there that I couldn't even list them in this video. I wouldn't be doing everybody justice, but there is. If you're looking for a ball python, there are ball python videos out there. Some great people who give you awesome information. Balls to You is probably the best one out there right now, in my opinion, by far. That is the best ball python video channel out there. It is unbelievable. If you haven't subscribed to Balls to You, subscribe to it. Another, if you're into other snakes, there are all, I mean, people that just do corn snakes, carpet pythons. My buddy Boxing Boy, my buddy Jay, me and him, are really good friends with this guy. Best carpet python channel out there. If you're looking for that, if you're looking for leopard geckos, there are plenty. I can go on and on and on. Go to YouTube, check out those videos, see if there's anything that catches your eye. Channel-wise, everybody does something different. That's why I'm recommending YouTube, because you can go on YouTube and you can find somebody with the setup that you're wanting. There's so many different setups. So when you get your animal home, you can have fun observing other people's behaviors with their animals, their routines, their setups, their cleaning methods, their feeding schedules, who they're taught to, who to subscribe to, when they go to shows, what they buy. Those videos are invaluable for that. So that would be the third thing. And the final thing would be patient, and if you cannot convince them to do it, you will not be underage forever. Take all that knowledge anyway, so when it's time for you to get out of the house and you're off on your own, you can finally get the animal of your dreams, the animal you've been wanting for a while, the collection you've been wanting. Maybe you want more than one. When it's time, you already have all that knowledge. It's already stored in your brain. It's stored. All that passion is already stored in your heart. So you're ready. You're up and ready to roll when it's time for you to be able to be off on your own and do your own thing. And that's exactly what I did. I could only have so many when I was living with my mother, and to be honest, I can only have so many once you get married. But once it's time for you to get that animal, you're up and ready to go. You do research. I didn't just go grab ball pythons off the shelves and then research. I didn't try to get any of my animals like that. And every once in a while, you will stumble onto something a little under research as you would like to be. Like I did with my carpet python, it kind of just fell in my lap, and I had to catch up on what I would normally have in my head. I kind of just had to learn on the fly, and I'm still learning on the fly. Thank you, Boxing Boy Jay. You're awesome. He's my mentor when it comes to this. But and subscribe to him, by the way, Boxing Boy, if you haven't. Awesome video, awesome channels. This guy's unbelievable. You want to do your research, so when it's time for you to go out and do your own thing, you're ready to rock and roll. And that's the best advice I can give you. I'm going to run down it one more time. First thing you need to do, get yourself a book. Get yourself a really good book. Something you can sit down. You don't have any outside noise. It's all the knowledge is right there in words. 2, find an expo. I'm lucky I can walk to the reptile expo that comes to my town. I live just 5 minutes away down the street driving, okay? So I get lucky. Sometimes it's harder. That's why I said maybe you have to plan for it. Maybe there's a big show you want to get to. Treat it as a vacation. Go to a reptile expo. Buy your animal there. Buy your supplies there. Save you a ton of money. Talk to those people who are there. And you'll have an awesome experience. And you'll be much more satisfied with the animal that you get. And you have whoever you buy from, you'll know how to get in contact with them. Unlike other places who are just local and you don't really know where the animal is coming from. And third, get on YouTube. Check out as many different channels as you can on that animal before and after you get it. And see what kind of catches your eye as far as your personality, and maybe things that you didn't know was going on with that animal. And it keeps you updated on all the changes that goes on in the community, because things are always changing. There's always new information coming out, so you want to do that. And the final piece is, if you don't have success in convincing your parents to get you that animal, learn anyway, and when it's time for you to get your animal, you'll be up and rolling in no time. Hope this helps you. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Be you and be genuine. See you next time. Take care.